Welcome to the Patuski Show. I'll be covering a few subjects because that's how I wanted to divide it up. So the first subject, as it always will be, is the weather. It's 7 a.m. right now, and I'm already sweating. It's not that hot yet, but you can feel it bubbling up. It's really humid. It's just not good. And it's been hot for several days now. It's been like, we got summer really quick here in Wisconsin. It was at the beginning of May. Maybe it was like the last weekend in April, there was a blizzard. We got like 1.5 feet of snow. And the next weekend, the very next weekend, I remember it was the 2 weekends. The next weekend, it was in the 80s and 90s, and all the snow melted. And that was it for winter. Winter, summer, no spring. And we've got some rain, but it's been like summer rain. It hasn't been, we just skipped a huge chunk of spring. Also, none of my seeds in the garden grew up, so that's a pisser. So that's all I gotta say about weather. Been pretty rainy and humid recently. And nature's related. My next subject will be nature. I have a list of subjects here. So recently, I've seen some muskrats, and like my brother found one in the road. So we followed it into our backyard, and I went through and I went into the woods. And me and my other brother, my less little brother, we went to the pond, and like late at night, or maybe it was just like 11 or something, 11 p.m. And we took a flashlight, and the frogs are so loud that you can hear them all the way down the road. So we took a flashlight down there and shined it around the pond, and we saw like a bunch of toads and only like 1 or 2 frogs. So I'm not sure what toads sound like. I would like to learn that, know the different calls and stuff. And also, while we're on the nature subject, I have 2 pet tarantulas, which well, see, I'm a grown-ass man sitting here. I'm almost 23. I got those tarantulas when I was like 10. They don't die. They live forever. They live like 25 years, these tarantulas. So I'm kind of like stuck with these tarantulas. And my dad likes tarantulas too, so he kind of takes care of them. A lot of the time he's interested. He kind of waters them and stuff, and so we both maintain them. And you don't have to do much. I've been throwing them June bugs recently because it's May, or May bugs. I like call them May bugs in May, and then switch over to June, or May beetles in May and June bugs in June. And okay, so this will be my segue into food, because I've been collecting June bugs. I've been putting them in the deep freeze over there. I'm thinking about trying to eat them. They are edible. And they're saying, see, this is the kind of project I can never get anyone on board to try with me. Not my brother or my other brother or anybody. They say that bugs might be a valuable food source in years to come because, of overpopulation or whatever, and food prices rising or food shortage. I don't understand it, and I'm not sure it has much credibility, but I don't want to be like some old guy trying to eat bugs for the first time. And I tried eating grasshoppers. I caught some grasshoppers and cooked them, but I burned them. They were like too small and not very much meat on them at all. But they tasted like meat, like really, really charred meat. But they could have been okay, especially if I got, like, in Mexico they eat the grasshoppers, like these big fucking grasshoppers. So that would be a decent piece of meat. So while I'm on the subject of food, I brought this box out here. So I've been eating like some packaged meals and shit recently, like kind of on a recent upswing. And I've been saving the boxes, which might be weird, except I just told you I plan to eat June bugs, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. You looked a little crooked there. So I'll just go through some of these packaged foods that I've had and like rate them while I'm in the food subject topic. This is Healthy Choice, this first one. Healthy Choice Beef Merlot. And it says tender beef strips with russet potatoes and a vegetable medley, green beans and carrots, in rich Merlot wine sauce. And this, I thought it was strictly mediocre, but my brother, my less little brother, he tried it and he like gagged. But he's like a sauce connoisseur. He's all nose in the air when it comes to cooking, and he's a good cook. But like he was like, this is the worst sauce I've ever had, and it's totally not the worst thing ever. And you know what, so on a scale of 1 to 5, this would be a definite 2. It's not the worst thing ever unless you're my brother, and it's not very good. I've got Stouffer's lasagna with meat and sauce, and to my way of thinking, in my opinion, Stouffer's is really the only frozen pasta worth investing in. Like even Marie Callender, which I like a lot, it's a brand I like a lot, they don't really measure up to Stouffer's on the frozen pasta front. And this one is good and meaty. That one's good. I got, this was like 38 cents at Walmart, I think, this Tina's Red Hot Beef Burrito. And it's also tiny. You'd probably need 2 of these for a meal, but that's still, if it was in fact 38, that's 76 cents. So, whatever, that's fine. But like clearly artificial. It wasn't red hot. These things rarely are, these really cheap foods. I don't know if spice is expensive or what. But, yeah, so that would... Oh, I didn't rate the Stouffer's. See, I set up something, and I don't follow through. That's why I'm living in my parents' house. But whatever. Okay. This... Like, if you want frozen lasagna, this is the best one. So, I'd say 5. On that one. Just because you gotta do by, like, what they are and the competition. So this is not the best burrito. And it's not the best spicy burrito. So this is like a 3. Because 38 cents. Okay. And I'll do one more, then I'll move on to another topic. DiGiorno Original Rising Crust 3 Meat. Okay, so I didn't preheat my oven. I never preheat my oven when I cook pizzas, because what do I fucking look like? But, so the crust didn't rise right. You have to preheat the oven to get the crust good, which I didn't realize. So I started preheating for these rising crust ones, because the rising crust ones are my favorite too. And this one's pretty good. It's a solid 4. It's good. It's good. Not the best, but it's good. Okay, so that's enough food talk. I have a drum right here that I have my phone set on so I can tell how long I went. And that's what a drum sounds like when you set a phone on it. What's my next subject? I'll do movies, because I just watched a movie today and like yesterday. And the day before that I've watched a bunch of movies. So today I watched Godzilla from 2014. And I thought it sucked royal ass. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it like a 1.5. Like, you go to a Godzilla movie, right? You wanna like, or you know, you rent it or get it for free from a friend, which is what I did. You want some action, you know, you want some monster action. It's not too much to ask. It's a simple pleasure. There was about 1.5 minutes of decent monster action in this 2 hour and 2 minute movie. I kept checking the display on the DVD player, because like Godzilla doesn't. There's no sight of Godzilla until 55 minutes in, and he doesn't get his first close-up until like an hour in, 59 minutes and something. And then he's fighting these Muto monsters, I think they're called, and they're kind of like big bat insect things, so they were decently cool. But, you know, I'm a Godzilla fan. I've liked Godzilla since I was a tiny-ass little kid. But this was... It didn't... The monster fights, there was like... The action was cool, because Godzilla, like, pulled up in a Muto's mouth and did the laser blast in his mouth. And killed it that way, and that was cool. But that was like it. That was like the only decent monster spot in this entire freaking movie. And then the rest of it was this freaking... So Bryan Cranston's there for the first half hour, 45 minutes. And he and his son have some drama. Then Bryan Cranston dies. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry. His son has to take over. He's like a military guy, and it turns out he's good at bombs, which you learn like 90 minutes into the movie. More spoilers. So you just get this boring ass drama, and it's so boring. Oh my god, there's no point. And just all the character interactions are stupid and just flat, and no one has a character arc past the first half hour. They just drop everything in favor of action, but then there isn't any action either, so I don't know what the hell. But now I've come up with a feature I want to do while we're on the subject of movies. I want to rate movies based on their hotness. And the reason I think I should do this is because I'm bisexual, so I can do like a clean sweep of the entire movie. I can rate all the hotness in one go. So, Bryan Cranston, I think he could be hot. He doesn't. I think like his body language kind of puts me off, but I can absolutely see somebody thinking he's hot, and I think he's handsome. Whatever. Elizabeth Olsen is the hottest thing in this movie. She's very hot. She doesn't get much screen time, but she's hot while she's there. Except for this weird ass shot. She's like running away from Godzilla or something in this crowd, you know, but she looks over her shoulder. So she's like running away, really dorkily, looking over her shoulder. Oh my god, I'm Elizabeth Olsen and I'm afraid of Godzilla. And she's like running. It goes on for so long, this shot. It's so weird. That was like the most interesting thing in the movie. Oh my god. So yeah, she's hot, so that's like a plus. Bryan Cranston, I'm not quite giving a plus for that. The main guy, the Bryan Cranston's son soldier, boring ass fuckboy guy, he's boring ass. He's not interesting. He's like generically handsome, but there's like something about him I kind of just wanted to slap him, and not in a role-play way. Just, he's kind of a fuckboy or what. See, I thought fuckboy meant something else. Yeah, I don't use the word fuckboy right. I realize it has like a specific set of connotations and stuff. I just mean he's like a fucking idiot. Sally Hawkins is in it. She, whatever. She's like kind of in the Bryan Cranston category. It's like, I can totally see that being attractive, but pass. Who else is in the movie? I'll stop there. I won't like pause and think on camera. I might go back